Hey there.
What's happening, fellas?
Well, we were supposed to have a guest today, but
He flaked out.
he's a fucking pussy.
He flaked out. He said some kind of appointment with the kid. He said his wife didn't tell him, and he was going to sexually abuse her to make up for it. And I said, you better.
He was booked in here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So at least we know that our friend Sean Winter from 1 Minute Taxes is led around by the balls by his fucking wife.
Well, most are. And yeah, but fuck you, Sean. Come on.
Fuck you.
Come on, grow a dick.
Hey, I can't wait till Saturday, man. Oh, by the way, my kid's getting the fucking new shoelaces. I got to take them. Fuck you.
Yeah, typical Republican getting led around by their wives.
And he is totally.
I know.
I mean, his wife's got his nuts in his fucking purse. And I can say that, not even knowing, but only because he's not here.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I can say it, even though it's probably true for me too, but whatever.
I think maybe H&R Block.
H&R Block, you're thinking that? I don't know. I always think of Jackson Hewitt.
Yeah, either one.
It's the off-brand H&R Block, I guess.
No, I'll still let him do my taxes, but I just don't have nearly as much fucking machismo respect for him anymore.
Well, my taxes are already done, so it's too late for me. I've already paid the motherfucker.
Yeah.
But, man, 2022 might be a rough one for you, Sean.
Yeah. God, man, what a puss.
Yeah, come on.
Hey, honey, you got to do this. Well, I've got plans already. No, I'm the woman. I'm your wife. You do whatever I fucking tell you.
Yeah, because I don't think she works weekends or anything. Why couldn't she have done the appointment?
She's a financial planner.
Yeah,
she works, when
whenever
she wants
you
to.
want.
Whenever,
They ain't scheduling no meetings at 2 o'clock on a Saturday. I can tell you that.
But she didn't want to take the kid. She wants Sean to do it, proving that she's in control.
She's definitely in control there.
Yeah. So Sean, a little disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll still look forward to you next week, but pretty disappointed. You're like buying a fucking pit bull that licks the burglar as he's coming in to steal all your shit.
And then we didn't have time to go grab another guest, so here we are, just fucking us two again.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody cares or not,
Hey, thanks,
but here
Sean.
we are.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it. Hey, I want to start this podcast off on a personal note.
All right, you fart funny.
No, fucking hairy guy. What kind of fucking shirt was he wearing? All right, now hold on a second. I've said it before.
Yeah.
I'll say it again. If you're good at darts, great. Okay, great. But he goes on Facebook with a woman and a man, and they just won some triples fucking dart tournament, and he's wearing a fucking uniform style shirt and holding this fucking plaque. He looked like a tool to me.
Well, it was impossible not to look like a tool in that shirt. The dart shirts are the nerdiest shit ever.
Ever.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you'll see softball uniforms like that too. It's like you're doing a little too much there. Just calm down. We don't need the pit bulls all over your fucking jerseys. But Harry Guy, for those of you that don't follow the show religiously like you should, Harry Guy was a former, he's a guy we work with, a friend of ours, and was a former, what we called a producer on the show when we first started, and he dumped us for darts. All right?
Darts.
For darts. He became a darter. And
Is that what you call it, a darter?
I don't know, a fucking darter. And he's in these stupid dart leagues and shit, and apparently he's good at it. He was a video game nerd before, and I think he took all that nerdy video game energy and practice.
What if he's playing video darts?
Nah, just steel tip, bro.
Steel tip.
But now he's winning awards for playing the darts and looking like a fucking fool in the process.
A fucking, I like Harry Guy, but what a fucking tool. He's standing there holding this fucking plate like he just fucking won an Olympic gold.
Yeah. You know what? I forgot all about it, but Theo wanted to put their last competition all on the Super Bowl coin toss.
And he wanted...
And I forgot to bring it up to Harry Guy.
I'm trying to think what he wanted the punishment to be.
No, the punishment was going to be the spray tan.
The spray tan.
Yeah,
right.
and I still want to do that because that still would be fucking hilarious.
And Sam said we can bring hers over.
Yeah, so I seen Sam the other day. She gave me a big hug and said she wants to come back on the show. So.
Oh, good.
Well, she didn't say she wanted to. I said, hey, do you want to? And she said, yeah.
That's cool. But the shirt, dude. Fuck you and the shirt. I'm glad you won. I mean, you won a plaque. That's great, but...
Was that what that was? I couldn't even tell. It looked like he won a box of Pokemon cards.
No, it was a plaque, but what pissed me off the most about that wasn't that he was up there with that shit-eating grin holding onto his fucking plaque in that shirt, but I went through the comments in that thing.
Yeah.
And some fucking idiot went, dude, that tournament was so much fun to watch. How the fuck is it fun to watch people throwing darts?
Yeah, I can understand how it's fun to play. I dig darts. I don't mind getting a couple beers in me and throwing some darts poorly, but fun to watch?
This guy said,
I've never enjoyed watching other people play darts.
It was so much fun to watch. No, it wasn't.
What a fucking...
If that was fun to watch, then you're a fucking nerd.
That guy's never touched a pussy.
Ever.
No, if you think darts are fun to watch.
It might have been a girl. She's never touched a dick then. Either way, whatever it was, that was fun to watch. And I'm like, no, it wasn't.
I don't know. I feel like girls that are into darts are probably freaks. They probably want you to throw darts at their asshole and stuff.
I don't know. I think they probably won't be the kind that I'd want to throw asshole darts at.
I'll throw a dart at anyone's asshole.
You ever saw a real hot girl playing darts? I mean, for competition?
No, but I'm still saying I'll throw a dart at anyone's asshole. Anyone. Guy, girl. I am bisexual as far as throwing darts and assholes.
You know, if you hit a bullseye with that, it wouldn't even hurt.
I don't know.
Go right in, and it's not going in deep, so...
Yeah, as long as you don't have some kind of crooked butthole entrance. And then it goes in and squirrels are a little bit to the left, and then you got a little implant.
You know what
That's
I'm finding? The buttholes these days, because I'm kind of into them.
Big fan of those buttholes.
They're turning into... When I was a kid, and I would like play with titties and stuff, they never had bumps on the nipples. You know, now most of them have bumps. What the fuck are those bumps?
Wait a minute, on the nipples or buttholes?
On the areolas. When I was a kid, they were all smooth areolas. Now they're bumpy.
Maybe it comes with age and you're not fucking around with 13-year-olds anymore.
Well, that could be a fact. But I mean, even when I was in college, I don't think I ever really saw a bumpy one. But now, I'm noticing that all buttholes have little bumps on them. Like, does everybody have a fucking hemorrhoid that I don't?
Well, every girl you were with recently has had some bumpy buttholes?
You know what? It doesn't look like the starfish that I'm used to. Starfish had a little bump. I don't know what the bump is.
You know, it's probably because you're only hanging out with bar whores.
I resent that.
I know you do. That's why I went with it.
First of all, bar whores need love too.
For sure, but they also got some bumpy buttholes.
As long as there's no disease in there, I look at it like a speed bump. I just go right over it.
Yeah.
You know, just take your time going over it.
Now, is it one of those long speed bumps or one of the short, abrupt speed bumps? Because I don't like those.
Have you ever seen those buttholes that got like a curly piece of skin going up to it, kind of attached in the bottom of the pussy, and it's got a piece of skin going up to it?
Yeah, isn't that just the chode extender?
I don't know. I don't know if I like it, though. I like buttholes that are just right there. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. Not a whole bunch of other stuff to figure out.
You like buttholes that look like buttholes.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I want the asterisk. I don't want the fucking question mark.
Right. And anyway, hairy guy, I'm happy for you. But you look like a tool in that shirt.
Yeah, the shirt wasn't you, buddy. And I thought you were supposed to have some kind of never trust a fart logo on your shirt. You never asked.
He never had any.
Yeah, we could have got that for him.
A fair-weathered guy.
I don't know.
He's a fair-weathered guy.
You think he's a fair-weather guy?
All he cares about is his darts.
I think hairy guy is one of our few everydays.
Do you think?
I think so.
No, I think we have a lot more everydays. I think Domino's listening right now. Or Tuesday.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not live. Good luck.
I don't know.
Fucking wizard over here.
Either way, congrats on the win. Fuck off on the shirt.
Domino lives out in the middle of nowhere, though, doesn't she?
Lives in Columbus somewhere.
You don't want to fuck. That's how you get like the Leatherface that's coming after you.
Columbus is bigger than Cincinnati, like a lot.
Actually, it's not.
Maybe they don't have as many people, but when I drive up there to take my kid to school, that town's huge, fucking huge.
It's not that big, dude.
It isn't?
No, Columbus is pretty small.
It looks pretty fucking big to me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just a small town guy.
Calm down, Mellencamp.
Hey, I've got can we go straight to asshole of the week? Because I've got one.
I don't, but you go
and
ahead.
I'm pissed off about it.
I like when you're mad, so here we go.
Yeah, fuck her. This asshole of the week has been bothering me. It's a dual asshole. There's two of them.
Oh, I like when there's two of them, too.
Fuck Major League Baseball and fuck everyone who plays it. I'm a big baseball fan. Been umpiring baseball for 25 years. Big, huge baseball fan. Every time the fucking contract is up, both sides get ridiculously fucking greedy, and now there's another fucking lockout. Pitchers and catchers were supposed to fucking report. Mm-hmm. They're not, because the players want still more money. Every contract, they want more and more fucking money. You know why they want this more fucking money?
Because it makes more and more money.
No, because these teams are taking guys like fucking Max Scherzer and giving them fucking $30 million contracts and can't afford to pay the other fucking guys. a better wage, but they got to have that big name. So we're going to get Scherzer, and we're going to pay him $25 million, and then I'm just not going to be able to pay much for the rest of them. So the players want a minimum salary of like $670,000, which was $570 on the last contract. They want the minimum salary to go up $100,000, or maybe it's $630. It might be $50,000. I'm not sure, but
sounds fair.
You're talking minimum salary for a bullpen catcher who's never going to see the field.
I'd have to see the economics of the Major League Baseball. I mean, I can't just sit here and say, maybe Major League Baseball in the last 2 years has made $3 billion more, and the players are just like, all right, well, if you guys are going to profit $3 billion, we're the fucking players. We're the ones that make this league. Well, we want a chunk of that, and $50,000 isn't, you know what I mean? I'd have to see the actual economics before I could.
But here's why I'm saying fuck you to both of them.
Well,
because no matter what happens when this contract is renegotiated, who's going to pay that? You and me when we go to baseball games. We're going to pay an extra $1 for beers. We're going to pay an extra $2 for a fucking hot dog, and we're going to pay an extra $12 for the seat.
We don't have to.
No, but the whole point is some people like going to baseball games. I love going to baseball games. There's 163 of them a fucking year. So I like to go to 15, 20 games a year because it's nice to sit out there, have a beer. But a few years ago when the beers went up to $7.50, I'm like, fuck, this beer better suck my dick when I'm done drinking it. And now it's going to go up to probably $10. And every time the fucking greed comes in, the public's the one that pays for it. And that's what pisses me off. People put out a lot of money to go to sporting events.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of money. But now it's not, hey, I'm going to take the kid and we're going to go out to a baseball game. Now, with parking and the hot dog and the fucking beers, you've spent $150, $200 to take your kid to a fucking baseball game.
Easily.
I think it sucks.
Well, you don't have to make more money every year, and that's the problem. It's not baseball, not anything else. It's human greed in general, where every single CEO has to make more money every single year, you know, and then the people under them more money every single year. Now, I understand the average working Joe needing a little bit more money every single year because it's, you know, it's not easy to live.
Yeah, because he can't get by on $570.
Yeah, exactly. But still, you've worked your whole life for something, and that league makes so much fucking money. I think they deserve their piece. I'll never blame the players. I never blame the players. That's like blaming the workers. It's weird to me that you do that being a union person.
I blame the players because the cost is going to fall back to the fucking
But that goes for any.
fans.
That's the same argument that people make at Kroger's for paying the cashiers.
But does it have to go up every single fucking time?
No, it doesn't.
You know what?
But that's,
I'm going to make
it's
it.
the
You
owner's
can't watch
fault.
baseball. You can't watch baseball because we're fighting about the fucking money.
But here's the thing. Pokey Reese doesn't set the price at the concession stand. That's the owners doing it. That's their greed. They can't just say, oh, instead of making $8 billion this year, we're going to make 7.5. All right, because the players want, just take baseball out of it.
My asshole's both sides.
I know. I'm just saying, but I just don't blame the players at all. For one thing, it's a fucking lockout. They're not on strike.
No,
it's a lockout. You know what I mean? That's the owners completely. But either way, it's just corporations in general. These people have to make more every single fucking year, no matter what, unless they consider it bad. So you made $6 million this year, and you only made $5.8 million. The next year, that's a loss. You lost, dude. That's still a lot of fucking money. So they can never take that decrease. They have to keep going up, and that's why they're charging you. And it's the same thing as getting mad at the fucking cashier at Kroger's because the bread price is going up. Well, now the cashiers have to make $12 an hour instead of $9 an hour, so we're going to blame them? No, it's the fucking people at top that are scared they're going to make $300 million instead of $320 million. It's just fucking annoying.
I don't notice when my bread goes up.
We always focus on the little guy. You know what I mean? We never focus on the big guy.
But my asshole going both ways. You take some of these fucking ridiculous high-end players like the contract Corey Seager just got with the fucking Rangers.
Yeah.
He got a fucking massive contract, and basically one fucking game check would be the league minimum to one of these fucking bullpen catchers that are never, ever going to see the field.
Either way, if that's what they're worth, if an owner is willing to pay Max Scherzer $30 million a year, it's because Max Scherzer makes him $35 million a year.
Oh,
they're never going to pay for someone that doesn't make them money in return. They're not doing it because they're nice and they want to pay people. It's because they know if they don't pay him $30 million, then the fucking Mets will pay him $30 million, and then they won't have him. That's So in the end, that's why I never understand getting mad at the players for getting paid so much.
Well, Major League Baseball is one of the most affected leagues when it comes to small market teams and low market.
Well, baseball's
and
set up
small
ridiculous.
market teams.
Baseball,
it's set up terribly.
Well, baseball's capitalism. I've said this for years. If you want to look
team
at
like
economic
Cincinnati
systems,
couldn't ever
No.
pay a fucking contract like Max Scherzer just got. They
Yes.
couldn't do it.
no. And that's why, my kids aren't going to have the same opportunities as a super rich family's going to have. It's the same
Right.
thing. Baseball is a mirror to America in general. You know what I mean? And the disparity between the rich and the poor. Now, granted, Milwaukee's not poor, compared to anything else, but compared to the Giants or the
Dodgers,
the Yankees or the Dodgers, they are poor. So, I mean, where football is set up, basically socialism. Everybody has to do the same thing, and it works so much better.
That's what I think baseball should be. I've always thought it should be that way.
That's the way America
These small
should be.
market teams that, they have baseball fans, whatever. I mean, look at us this past year. We had a fucking good year.
Decent
Because we got Castellanos on the low end.
Mm-hmm. We got lucky.
He came here, he proved what he was worth, and now he's gone. We can't keep players like that because we simply can't afford them.
No, as soon as they're worth a shit, they're gone.
They have to be. We can't afford them.
Where football, we'll be able to afford Joe Burrow regardless. If we want Joe Burrow, we'll be able to afford him.
That's a
because
fact.
everybody has the same amount that they're going to spend. It's just you decide how you're going to spend that money, which not only it just makes the sport better in general.
It does. It makes it a fair
But then
playing
you
field.
see how the franchises actually are. A team like the Red Sox and the Yankees, for the amount of money they have, they're ran like shit. They should win every year. You know what I mean? And when was the last time they won?
Well, but the problem is that it used to be, maybe 15, 20 years ago, it used to be there was a select handful of players that they would hoard them all. Now there's just more talented players. Now there's not 10 ridiculous pitchers out there. Now there's 20.
Yeah.
So then you got teams like the Dodgers saying, "Oh, you're going to give him $100 million. I'm going to give him $150. I want this guy. I want that guy." There's just the talent has gotten so much fucking better that there's more good players.
Yeah, but with the pocketbooks, really it should be the Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, and the Giants or somebody like that every year should be the Final Four with the amount of money they spend. But it shows how poorly a team like Boston and New York are managed to the fact that they're not in the Final Four every single year with an unlimited pocketbook.
The Yankees made fucking Aaron Boone the manager.
That's what I mean. Like they make bad decisions. You give all that money to a real smart franchise, show what they can do.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I mean, look at the Dodgers, though. The Dodgers are literally in it almost every fucking year now. Mm-hmm. They're in the hunt. You know what I'm saying? They're right there.
Whatever. Yeah, fuck baseball. I'm glad. Fuck you. Don't come for the whole year. See if I give a shit.
Well, that just pisses me off because I like baseball, but
all right.
this casts a shadow on it for me.
Okay, the Reds aren't looking to have a good year anyways. We had to drop everybody.
No, we had a great year last year.
The Reds there's a couple fun storylines to watch. Let's see what Jonathan Indian does in the second year. Like,
we didn't drop everybody.
You know what I mean? They're not going to be in the same category as they were last year. And if they do, then it's because they're super overperforming.
And Votto, who was struggling for the last couple years, suddenly he's surrounded by good players. He steps his fucking game up, and he's going crazy. Now all those good players are gone. There's nothing to motivate him.
Well, Votto just changed his hitting approach, so it will be interesting to see him doing
Start
that
hitting for power.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And he didn't do that till about mid-season, and he had the second half. I think he had more home runs than anybody in the league, or he was up there, and he was top 5. So it'll be fun to watch him for a full season go for power, see if he can at his age go out there and lead the league in home runs. That's fun to watch. We'll see if Jonathan India is going to be any good his second year, if he's going to step down. Things like that. There's some fun storylines for the Reds to watch, but I don't expect to have meaningful baseball in October. I expect to not give a fuck about the Reds probably about August. So I don't really give a fuck about the baseball season because I'm one of those guys too. As soon as the Reds are out of it, I'm out of it.
Well,
I ain't watching the fucking Royals and Blue Jays on a Tuesday night. Don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Whereas in football, I'll watch the Commanders play the Cowboys. No matter who's playing, I'll watch it on Monday night, Thursday night,
the only
whatever.
good thing about being a small market fan, which I've been a diehard Reds fan since I was a little boy, little kid. I've never had another team. The nice thing about being a small market fan is that the big market teams come in here to play. So if you want to watch the fucking Beast play,
you can still see the
you
stars.
can buy a ticket and go see them. You know what I mean?
I don't know. And the Reds still, their games aren't unaffordable. They're pretty.
No, and the nice thing about baseball that definitely does not happen in football. You can buy a baseball ticket in the fucking nosebleeds and sneak down and sit right on the fucking dugout.
Well, it's because no one's there.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm saying you can get down there.
Anyway,
you know what I mean?
You probably can't do that at Cardinal games or like teams that actually have crowds.
But you know what bothers me about that?
Yeah.
Oldest team in baseball, Cincinnati Reds. A fucking legacy like the Yankees. You know what I mean? This is a fucking... The Reds are an institution in baseball.
I think they're more of an institution to old-timers and people from Cincinnati. I think if you ask a new generation, they're not putting them up with the Yankees and everybody else. And I know it's the first baseball team, and I know the 70s were outstanding, but I'm just telling you from a younger generation's viewpoint, and I'm not even talking about myself because I heard enough about the 70s where it's still huge to me, and I know the history of the team. But I don't think that's going to live on. I think in 20 years, the Reds are not going to be looked at as this great institution of baseball because, when you put it in a long-term perspective, they were only good for maybe 10 years total. And they were first.
The decade of the 70s, they were the team.
Well, that's what I mean. They had a decade for sure, but that decade's getting further and further away, so people are hearing less and less about it. And people like myself, I'm not talking about the Big Red Machine to my kids like my parents probably did because they watched it, because I didn't watch it. You know what I mean?
See, so, I did.
And
it was fun to be a baseball fan, though.
Yeah, I get it.
It was fun. I mean, I was DJing a wedding in 1990 when Game 4 of the World Series came on, and I literally left the guy I was doing it with. I said, I'm going to go down to the bar and watch the game. I missed the whole wedding.
I was 10, so I barely remember, but I do remember being super excited and watching the whole series.
And the thing about it is, we had some studs on the team, but we weren't overloaded.
That was
with
a nameless
superstars.
team. That was a nameless team.
Yeah, Nick Asaski and fucking...
I mean, even the names aren't names to other people. Like Barry Larkin's a name to everybody, but not a huge name to people outside of Cincinnati. Eric Davis, everybody knows who he was that paid attention to the baseball, but he's not...
Because he went to the Dodgers.
He's another not huge name, though, outside of Cincinnati.
He went to the Mets.
I bet you a lot of people don't know who the fucking Jose Rio is. If you ask most baseball fans... They probably didn't even know who Jose Rio is. He's just huge in Cincinnati.
Well, I think true baseball fans know who he was.
Maybe.
Because he's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Barry Larkin, he was the best shortstop in the game for 5, 10, 6 years.
Yeah, he had a run.
So I think, that's the thing. It's weird about baseball fans. If you're a real baseball fan, you know all the good ones. Mm-hmm. You know exactly what they're hitting. Fucking look at Kazel. Kazel you can go to the fucking newspaper and say, okay, this guy's pitching against the fucking Bucks. What's his ERA? Well, he's been struggling the last 2 weeks. He's 2.65. Kazel knows every fucking stat of every fucking major league pitcher in the game.
Well, he does fantasy baseball and he gambles
fantasy
a lot.
Baseball.
And he gambles a lot. Yeah, I don't, fantasy baseball is too much.
You have to put a lineup every fucking day. You have to make trades. It sucks.
I've tried almost every fantasy league for sports I actually get into, and the only one that I'm really into is football.
Me too.
The rest of them don't. They're either too big of a pain in the ass, or I don't know every. Baseball's another one. I just don't know every player. Like I ain't gonna be able to tell you the second baseman of the Blue Jays is. I don't fucking know. Nor do I care, so I don't get into that.
Well, that's my fuck you. I'm just mad that
Not your asshole.
they're altering my life again.
Yeah. Did you watch the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre yet?
I haven't watched it yet, but I did see the trailer for it, and it looks pretty fucking good. I loved all the first ones.
Leatherface is my favorite fake serial killer.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. But I did think about this last night. He's the only one not to have a song or some kind of music.
Does Saw have one?
Well, I don't really trust that. He doesn't really fit into that. When I think of that old school, I'm thinking, let's go through them. We got Leatherface, you got Jason, you got Michael Myers, you got Freddy Krueger, and then maybe you can get with Hellraiser, or what was his name in the movie?
I don't remember.
But either way, those are the
ones that actually do the killing.
Those are the ones
Jigsaw
that
kind of made other people kill him.
Yeah. Jigsaw, I don't really consider the killer. And even when we think of Jigsaw, we just think of that mask more than we think of the old man that was, actual Jigsaw. Either way, Leatherface was always my favorite, but think about it. Jason has the
he does.
Michael Myers has his music. Yeah. Freddy Krueger has the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Leatherface, nothing. He got nothing. So, but either way, Leatherface was always my favorite because it's usually the most violent. He's fucking ruthless.
I think he's retarded.
Yeah, kind of.
Remember the first one, his family was in there with him,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like bring out the gimp kind of thing, go get him, and
yeah. I think he is supposed to.
I think he's special,
just big time, a retarded guy that's just running around. I don't know. That one's all right. If you're in the Hellraiser, or not Hellraiser, if you're into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series, what are you looking for? I was reading the reviews. I like reading reviews of movies before I watch them, just to see what people think about it, whatever. And everybody's like, the storyline sucks. The actors suck. And it's like, this is a Leatherface.
I want to see people get killed.
I want to see people get murdered. And and the funny thing is it has the names of all the reviewers on there and where they're from. Variety, blah 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 blah. Everybody shits on them. Then like
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, and then like Whore-Dick69. They'll say it's awesome. We're like, well, that's the person I trust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is the person that's in the horror movies. And they're telling me, yes, it's a great slasher movie. And that's what I thought of it.
I got hooked on those movies on the fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. In movie 1, when he's in the fucking shed and he gets a hold of that girl and he brings her in there, and without even thinking twice, he just hangs her on a meat hook.
Yes, dude, vicious.
I said,
it's so
and
vicious.
She's alive and she's kicking and the meat hook sticking out of her chest. I'm like, this is a horror movie.
Yeah, there's one part in this movie where he breaks a guy's wrist and then uses the bone to stab him in the neck. And that's fucking awesome. Do that stuff, that's sweet. And there's another scene, probably the most hilarious, like modern day kind of, they tried to make Leatherface kind of modern. He gets on this party bus with his chainsaw just full of fucking people, and as soon as he gets on, everybody pulls their phones out and starts filming him. You know what I mean? He's like Facebook Live, and then he just starts murdering. They have no escape, so he literally murders like 30 people.
Live on Facebook.
Yeah, and it's this is like they make it like a 10-minute scene, so it is fucking gory and gruesome as fuck. The blood is just seeping all over the face. All the people are commenting, "This looks so fake."
Who cares if it looks fake?
No, I'm saying they're doing that on the show. On the Facebook Lives. Yeah.
And then they die.
Well, no, they're not dying. Their friends are watching it, saying it's. But either way, dude, it's a funny fucking scene for a Leatherface scene. I don't know. I liked it. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You can put anything Texas Chainsaw, especially modern ones like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the old ones. Those like 3 and 4 were real cheesy, and weren't that good. But the original and then the remake since then have been pretty fucking good to me. But I'm only looking for fucking murder and gore.
It's a horror movie.
I do not.
That's what you're looking for.
Maybe give me a titty or two. That's about it.
That's why the Halloween movies were so good, because you had the ultimate pair of titties in Jamie Lee Curtis when she was younger.
Yeah.
Perfect titties. Face like a man. I get it.
And a murder.
Perfect body. Perfect titties. And the beautiful thing is, he never got to kill those titties. Mm-hmm. They kept coming back.
Jamie Lee Curtis was a smoke show in the movie True Lies.
With
Arnold Schwarzenegger. She gets in her underwear and that, and she has a perfect fucking body. I never even knew it before then.
Didn't you ever see the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy? When she was the hooker and she fucking, when she first took him in the house, she takes the clothes off, she's wearing a thong. The whole body is perfect.
I don't remember, because Trading Places was a little bit younger. So, I've definitely seen the movie, but I was real young when I seen that.
Perfect boobs.
I was a little older
perfect
when True
legs,
Lies came out.
But everything.
Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah. The original Scream Queen, too. Wasn't she considered that?
Because of Halloween.
Yeah.
And her husband, I'm a huge fan of her husband's. I dig him like a day off. He's been in such great movies, and people still don't know his fucking name. Mm-hmm. But he's been in some of the best fucking movies ever. He was in Spinal Tap, for God's sake.
That's one of those sayings that you say that we make fun of you for, and we haven't heard in a while. We were discussing that the other day when you were around, me, Nate, and Matt, like the dig it with a day off. Mm-hmm. And you haven't said that in a long fucking time. In the first 10 podcasts, you said it like twice per podcast. Well,
I really have to dig something to say that.
But you've definitely dug stuff since then. You just stopped using that term.
Yeah.
As much. You must recognize the repetitiveness of it.
Maybe I did.
Or maybe you heard us making fun of you.
Nope, because I wouldn't care about that.
I know
but
you
the
wouldn't.
repetitiveness would bother me a little bit. But her husband, Christopher Guest, he was in that movie Princess Bride. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He was the guy with 5 fingers. Spinal Tap, one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's all right.
It was cheeseball as fuck.
All right.
But he was in that. And I just think when I was a kid growing up, there wasn't a nicer all-around body than Jamie Lee Curtis. Mm-hmm. But I heard. No, never mind. Because I don't want to get into the rumor mill. Because there was
scared of hurting Jamie Lee Curtis's feelings?
No.
Get into the fucking rumor. What are you talking about?
Because I was just ragging on fucking conspiracy theorists. Someone put out on some fucking magazine that she was born a hermaphrodite. And for a while I thought about it, and I'm like,
is that like the French pronunciation? Hermaphrodite. Yeah, it's hermaphrodite.
But she's got a man face.
I never really noticed her having a man face. I don't know. Jamie Lee Curtis was always good enough looking in the face and a perfect body.
Fucking loved her.
And then she got old. But that happens.
Still got the body.
Does she? I haven't seen her recently.
Oh yeah.
Really? I haven't seen her in forever.
Oh, yeah, she's still around.
Well, apparently she's still a man. Who fucking know? I ain't judging her, whatever. She want to be a man.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it indeed.
So, we've had a lot going on as far as guests bailing on us.
Yeah.
I think we need to put out another public service announcement. We need some fucking guests. We need some people.
Guests. Hey, you guys want to come on the show? We don't care who you are. Just come on. Giggle.
We're probably going to rip you a little bit.
Maybe, maybe not.
But
we're going to rip you more if we find out you say no.
Hey, do we have any foreign listeners this week?
We had in India, I believe.
Oh, thank you very much.
I think we've... There they go.
That's not racist. Using the accent, that is not racist. If I was going to go, hello, am I being racist against English people?
I don't know. I didn't.
No.
But I didn't say race, did I? I never said it was racist. It's still insulting.
Is it?
And I think they find it more insulting than the British. Yes, I don't know. Go walk up to an Indian person and go, oh, thank you very much. You know, like...
Thank you, come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Because all we're doing is doing people that work at gas station impersonations, come back, thank you. What are they thinking of coming back for?
Well, that's the stereotypical part that we were talking about last week.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know what they do in India for fun.
Oh, yeah, that's what we were talking about last week. You got a stereotypical Indian? Who's the most stereotypical Indian you can think of off the top of your head?
That I know personally?
No, it has to be a celebrity. No one knows your personal life. There's not a lot of Indian celebrities. This is tough, you know? So that's part of the thing, is people characterized by the fact that they only know the ones they know. I'm going to go like Dr. Sanya Gupta.
Oh, he's not stereotypical at all.
How do you figure? He's a doctor and he's Indian. That's how I think of Indians. They're doctors.
There's more Indians in med school than there are anything anymore.
I know. That's what I mean. They're doctors.
Those
guys are really into being doctors, and they're good at it.
I don't know any stereotypical Indians.
I grew up with an Indian doctor whose last name was Gupta, which was kind of funny when that one came famous. I think they have the same fucking name. But I think my doctor was actually named Sanya Gupta. So,
really?
Yeah. So
Sanjay Gupta?
No, it was a lady and it was Sanya. But it sounds so similar, it always threw me off when I first started seeing his name pop around.
Apparently, the name Singh is like Smith here. That's the most popular Indian name.
I had heard something about, and I could be making all this up, or I heard it wrong, or I remember it wrong. But there's a part of India, your last name represents your religion. It doesn't represent like your last name. So that's why there's so many Singhs, and there's so many Krishnas, and there's so many, a certain kind of name. I don't know all the names, but Singh, I remember, was definitely one of them. And that's why there's so many different ones.
I think any Indian people that live here now, I think no matter what country you're from, when you move here, you can't help but get at least a little bit Americanized.
Well, you assimilated. You're just calling it Americanized because we live in America, but I imagine it's the same way if we moved to France. Within like 15 years, we probably start doing some Frenchy type shit.
Well, right. I mean, if one of us moved to a Middle Eastern country where they were very strict about certain things and very, you would adapt to.
You'd try anyways.
Yeah, because I mean, and this is funny because most of these, we work with a lot of guys from Nepal and Bhutan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All cool guys. I like them all. Mm-hmm. But some of them, man, you run into them at a bar. They'll try to match you shot for shot. I mean, I don't think in India or Nepal or Bhutan there's a whole lot of binge drinking going on. You know what I mean?
I think it depends on what part and what class. I know India is very classist. So,
but one of them told me that alcohol's illegal in one of them.
That's Bhutan, I believe. Yeah, Bhutan, I believe, is the strict one. They're more religious. I don't think India is like that per se.
No. But
we don't really work with any Indians. You know what I mean? Everybody we work with either Nepalese or Bhutan, whatever.
Yeah.
We don't have any, not that I know of, we have any actual people from India that we work with.
I don't know of any either.
Yeah.
So I can't give you a stereotypical.
We have some people that we work with otherwise that are Indian, maybe not coworkers, but people we work with.
Yeah.
And we're around a lot of Indian then. But I don't know many of them personally where I can really know what the fuck they're up to outside of them.
And the thing about it is, India's a pretty religious country.
I don't know.
Is it? It is, yeah. It's a lot of there's a lot of Buddhist, a lot of Hindu.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think over in India you can go there and find a casino. There's not a lot of gambling going on in India.
I don't know.
I just don't think so.
I have no idea.
So I can't give you a stereotypical.
But I know a lot of Indians like gambling.
You know what I don't like?
What?
Indian food. Yeah, I said it again.
You said it last week, man. I just don't think you've had enough of it to be out there judging it and shit.
I've had more than you think.
You know, we were talking about curry. I was talking about it with Chi the other day, who's Malaysian, and she likes curry chicken Chinese. And I said, I don't like curry chicken Chinese, but I love curry chicken Indian. And it's weird that they're different. But they are. They're completely different. So if you've ever had the Chinese curry and you don't like it, still give Indian food a chance, man. I'm telling you. Well, looks like there are some casinos in India.
Is there?
Yeah.
So I guess they do some gambling there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's at least 6 because there's a top 6 list. Yeah, so good for them out there wasting their money on blackjack and shit.
Yeah, that game that you came up with, the most stereotypical, I think it's going to be really hard. I agree with you on the Pacman. Actually, I kind of look at him as probably the second stereotypical.
Who's the most?
AB?
Really?
I would think.
I don't think AB's stereotypical anything. That guy's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think Pacman's crazy.
No, Pacman's not crazy. I think
He's got a bit of a drinking problem, but he's not crazy. I think AB's he's a crazy person. I don't know, white, black, Indian, whatever. He's just a crazy guy. Now, there was a comedy special. Someone said Draymond Green, which I thought was a good one. I forget which comedian said that, but they were talking
as a stereotypical black man.
Yeah, that was their joke. Like, he's more stereotypical than Draymond Green. The name, the way he acts, everything else. And I guess I could see that, but Pacman more to me.
I don't see Draymond Green like that.
Yeah, fair enough. Asian. So you never even named an Indian because you just can't think of one. You can't think of any Indians. They're famous.
Well, I know a few. Aziz Ansari, he's doing dick jokes, stand-up comedy. He's not stereotypical.
He's not funny.
No, he's not funny at all.
There's the Russell Peters, another comedian, but he's actually from Canada. But he's Indian. He was Russell, but you don't even know who that is, dude.
No.
Which is hilarious because Americans don't. Russell Peters is actually probably the biggest comedian in the world. And he was for at least a 10-year period. I don't know if he still is. But he is fucking-ganic, like stadiums overseas. And I'm not just in India, but, in China, everywhere. He's just fucking huge. And in America, he's
never even heard the
America,
name.
He's like theater. You know what I mean? He's very popular with it.
Is he funny?
He's all right. Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of specials, but he's not my cup of tea completely, but he's good at what he does.
See, I mean, I've got a top 3.
Yeah.
Been the same top 3 for probably the last 5 years, and that would be Bill Burr,
all comedians,
Tom Segura, and Jim Jeffries.
Ali Wong had a new special out. I just watched that this week. It's pretty much an hour about her wanting to cheat on her husband. So it's kind of fucking funny. There's some great lines in there.
I did think she was funny when she was up there 11 months pregnant with that skin tight zebra.
Well, she did that twice.
Did she?
Yeah, she did 2 pregnant. This was the first special she's done that I know of that she's not pregnant. And yeah, I don't know. I thought it was good. It wasn't her best one. It was maybe second. I don't know. I think her second special is my favorite, but it was still good. There were some good jokes. And if you're you would probably like it because it's literally an hour of sex jokes, basically.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
I like all kinds of. That's why Jim Jeffries blows my mind because you have no idea what's ever going to come out of that fucking guy's mouth.
I like Jim Jeffries. I think Jim Jeffries is Australian version of Doug Stanhope that has his shit together a little bit more.
Right.
Either way, and then maybe that's what he started as. He's not really like that anymore.
See, the thing about Stanhope is you can watch 10 specials and 5 of them you'll laugh your ass off and the other 5 you won't even chuckle.
It's because he don't remember those 5 probably.
I know. But he's come up. He's had some lines, man. Stanhope's had some that have had me peeing in my pants.
He's the shit. Hey, you know who's in that Pam and Tommy show is Andrew Dice Clay.
Is he really?
Yeah, it's great. He plays.
Who's he? The bodyguard who steals the tape?
He plays a gangster that they go to for financing for the tape.
Dice Clay.
Yeah. He's in a lot of. He pops up all over the place now.
I saw him in another movie, but it was like a real fucking movie, like a dramatic, real big actor.
He's not a bad actor. Everything I've seen him in, he's not a bad actor.
Well, then give him a chance.
And to be fair, he has to not be an actor because he's not Andrew Dice Clay. That's not who he is. That was a character, and then he all of a sudden has became that character.
But isn't his name Andrew Clay?
No, it's something Jewish. I forget what it is. He's just. Let me find it real quick. No, Andrew Dice Clay was just like basically just like Larry the Cable Guy. That was one of the many characters he did.
Andrew Clay Silverstein.
That's his real name. So I guess it is half his name. He put Dice in the middle of his middle name and his first name. But he was an impression artist and he did characters. He got first got famous for doing the John Travolta. He does a perfect fucking John Travolta. And at that time in the late 70s, John Travolta was the shit for everybody. You know what I mean? So he got big doing that. I think he was even on like one of the late night shows doing Travolta and stuff. And Andrew Dice Clay was just one of the characters he did as part of his comedy bit. And then that one by itself, and he would just come on and do the nursery rhymes at the end and that fucking dumb voice and pop the leather jacket.
Yeah, but when he started doing the I completely disrespect women thing and all that, the thing that made him, you know what I mean? Fuck, he was enormous for about 2 years. Mm-hmm. Every ticket sold out everywhere, women sucking his dick and, treating him like shit. And I laughed.
Yeah.
But after, 6 months, hey, it's the same fucking junk.
It's the same thing. Well, that's any comedian, though. If you
it wasn't. It was never the case with Kinnison.
It probably was, but you just didn't see him as much, maybe. I don't know.
I loved Kinnison.
He was good. I do like him. What I like about Clay is how crazy he is, too. Like, apparently he used to go up to the Comedy Store and get on stage and not say anything. Just stand there for like 10 minutes. It was like a challenge, and only he would think it's funny. People would start getting pissed after a while.
Maybe just stand there?
Just stand there.
But it turns out he's kind of a dick, too.
And this is in the height of his fucking fame. Like, could you imagine being so excited to see Dice Clay in a guest spot, and then he gets up there and just fucking stands there for 10 minutes and then walks off the stage? That's fucking hilarious to me.
Lights a cigarette?
Yeah. That's fucking great. I mean, that's that was like the one goofball, Kaufman, that used to just do weird
Andy
shit.
Kaufman.
But I think he actually was just autistic. But
I think he was nuts.
Yeah, there was something just up with that dude.
I never, ever thought he was funny. I don't think he ever did anything that made me laugh.
The funny part for me, for Kaufman, is kind of just like I was describing with Dice, is I think Kaufman did shit, just super awkward shit that only he found funny. And and I respect that, because that's just funny to me, to just annoy the shit out of someone just because you find it funny, even though you're a comedian supposed to make other people laugh.
Yeah,
like he
I get
used
it.
to go in his stage show and go up there and just read a book. Kaufman was known for that. You go to see one of his shows expecting something, and he would just go up there and literally like read a fucking book. That shit's funny, man. Now, if I was in the audience, I'd be pissed.
Fuck yeah!
But if you tell me you came to a show and some guy all I did was read a book, I'd find that fucking hilarious.
I could see the comedy in it. Yes. But it's like I watched all those old fucking Andy Kaufman specials and stuff, and I'm just like, when's the funny shit coming?
It's just a different kind of comedy.
Came.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand not thinking it's funny, but I also I get thinking it's funny.
They don't always have to be jokes. Do something funny and I'll laugh. I mean, I swear to God, even though he's not the funniest comedian in the world, he's one of them to me. I can watch Ron White and fucking just belly laugh the whole fucking time.
Yeah, Ron White's definitely one of the funniest comedians in the world.
I think he is, but some people don't.
I think a lot of people haven't heard him. Ron White got a bad reputation for a lot of people for being part of that hillbilly crowd, which he wasn't. That wasn't his comedy.
But there wasn't a bigger comedian on the face of the planet than fucking Larry the Cable Guy for those 5 years.
Well, yeah, and he had that hillbilly audience, but Ron White's not Larry the Cable Guy. You know, Ron White is just he's a bar comic. He's a comic. He's the classic stand-up, club comic.
Yeah.
And he's fucking great at it. And he's been great at it forever.
And he drinks bourbon or scotch?
I think he stopped drinking or something. I think he had something going on.
He always had the bottle up there with him.
It's tequila. He had his own tequila.
Oh, it was tequila.
Yeah, because I remember when he came to our casino, his tour bus was wrapped in his tequila brand because it was his own brand.
Really?
Yeah. He got kicked out for smoking a joint in the steakhouse.
At our place?
He just lit up a joint. That's the man.
Maybe someone we know ratted him out.
Yeah. Narc.
What are your thoughts on that?
On what? I'm not going to talk about that.
No, not particular people, but at what point do you think you should rat somebody out to the cops?
If you've seen him murder your mom.
That's it?
Maybe your kid, or even someone's rape. There's moral things. I mean, you for moral reasons, maybe you should tell on someone. If you know someone's molesting a child, if you know shit like that.
Let's say you're outside smoking.
Yeah.
Okay, and you look and you see this small group of kids breaking into your neighbors' cars and stealing their shit. Would you call the cops?
Yes.
You would?
Yes. Thefts fucked up. Don't steal shit.
See, I wouldn't rat anybody out for smoking weed.
No, I'm not telling on.
But hurting somebody,
dude, I'm not telling on someone for
something.
Smoking crack. Like, I don't give a fuck what drug you do, as long as it doesn't hurt me or anybody else. I don't give a shit.
Right?
Like, that's fine. But and even I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. If I see someone get murdered, am I fucking pointing them out on the artist? I don't know.
What about one of those lineups where they're behind a mirror?
That's what I mean. I don't know if I'd be able to do that.
Because you think if they get out even for 5 minutes, they're coming after me.
No, I'm thinking, maybe that guy wasn't a good guy. Maybe he deserved to get popped.
I don't think I'd look at it that way.
Well, me and you were different people. So, I don't know.
So you think maybe the person did... Now, if he was to murder a turd...
I'd have
like
some
if
questions.
I saw a normal guy and he murdered somebody who was raping some woman, do you think I'd rat the guy out?
Oh, hell no.
I'd buy him a beer.
Yeah, no way there. But I mean, even just like a normal murder, I'd have questions first.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Hey, can you give me 5 minutes? I want to ask these guys a couple questions before I finger them.
Why did you kill him? I need to know that.
Did he owe you money?
Yeah. I mean, let's say this guy, ripped him off for $100,000, his whole life savings. You don't know that because you're just some average everyday guy, but you're putting your card away at Kroger's. Next thing you know, some guy pulls up and shoots a guy, kills him. You get a clean look at his face, but then you find out later, before you get to talk to the cops somehow, I don't know how this happens, but before anything happens, that this guy ripped this other guy off for $100,000. I'm thinking, you got what was coming, man.
I kind of
telling
agree
on
with
that
that.
guy. I don't know the circumstances, so that's what I'm saying. I need questions answered before I tell on someone for murder.
I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you.
There's some, you go out and murder a 3-year-old, and I don't give a fuck what the reasons are. I'm telling on you. I'm narking, but if I just see a regular everyday murder, I got questions.
Well, like if I saw 2 known criminals, drug dealers, thugs, whatever, get into a fight and one of them killed the other one, I don't give a fuck.
No, that's their business.
It's their business.
It's like the mafia. If there was a mafia hit that went on close to me and I seen everything, I'm like, that's their business.
Yeah, they're not killing me.
That's what they do. That's part of the game.
And if I do point them out, they're going to find out who I am.
Yeah.
They're going to kill me.
Yeah, well, there's that too. If there's any kind of organized gang or
somebody who has their shit together that's actually going to research who you are.
If there's a leader at any point involved, I'm not interested. I didn't see shit.
Hey, let me ask you a question, because this happened to a friend of mine about 2 weeks ago. And he just told me about it yesterday, and I told him I might tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, you can't put your dick in one of those Hoovers because sometimes the suction's too much and it'll get latched.
The balls and pelvis will stop it. I've heard.
Oh.
This guy apparently, this buddy of mine was apparently driving down the road after that ice storm. Mm-hmm. Okay, driving down the road, minding his own fucking business. A big chunk of ice broke off the top of his car and apparently hit the car behind him, breaking the windshield.
Oh, see, I was scared of that earlier during that ice storm. Go ahead.
He got a notice in the mail yesterday from that guy's insurance company accusing him of doing this. And I was like, well, first of all, there won't be any fucking way to prove it unless there was a camera running.
Yeah.
Tell him it wasn't you. Tell him blah, blah, blah. I don't know. That didn't happen. But do you think you should be held responsible for that?
For not cleaning off your car, basically?
But you clean off your car. The hard shit that you can't get off that just has to melt.
Yeah.
That's what flew off his car.
No, I don't think you should be held responsible for that. I've seen it happen. I've never seen the ice land, but there was a point last week where I was driving, or after that ice storm, whenever it was, me and Carmen were driving behind a car, and all of a sudden they started flying at us. So I slowed down so it would miss it, and it was a ridiculous amount of ice that was flying off. But if that hit me, I wouldn't be chasing the guy down and getting his license plate number and having my insurance call him or anything.
But that's what this guy did, and basically his insurance company was basically asking the guy to fess up to it and basically saying, "Hey, we need your company's information."
Well, it's an insurance company. They're just looking to fuck
and
people
he told
over.
him, he didn't tell him anything. Fuck off, I ain't responded.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. Go fuck yourself.
That's what I
Prove
say.
it.
Yeah, prove
I didn't
it.
do shit.
Prove your window wasn't broke. Unless you had a fucking camera and saw the fucking ice come off my car and break your windshield, fuck yourself.
Yeah, dude. I wasn't even there. I was jerking off at a Build-A-Bear. Yeah, it's a weird place to jerk off, but a bathroom's a bathroom,
All right, here's what I've decided. I've got a sexual bucket list for 2022.
You plan on dying this year, huh?
No.
Well, usually a bucket list involves dying. But go ahead.
How about a wish list?
All right, wish
for
list.
2022. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off. I got like 5 things on it. Midget.
Oof.
Want a midget. Now,
a little person.
I can't pay for any of these.
Well, then it's going to make it a lot tougher.
But there's some out there.
I think you need to explore those back pages, wherever the fuck you look at every once in a while.
It's possible.
I think you're going to have to put ads out for this kind of stuff. You're not going to just happen to run into a little person. It's just not going to happen.
You don't think?
No, I've seen you see like 3 a year. I mean, unless there's a convention somewhere that I don't know about, you just don't run into many little people, especially in an environment where you can get to meet them and maybe fuck them. You know what I mean? Like that's a whole different. I don't know if I've ever seen a midget at a bar.
You know, I don't know if I did either.
I mean, that wasn't like a show.
That wasn't being thrown.
Or like, or it wasn't wrestling matches going on. There's, you know.
And that's another thing. When I was at the club, before I give you my sexual bucket list, when I was at the club, I wanted to do midget tossing as a promotion.
I don't think that's a thing that can happen.
Oh, there's a company that offers it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
And they're American? There's not like a Mexico or something?
They're American.
All right. Well, I guess if they agree.
Make money off it. But the whole point is, if they say it's not offensive, and they're the ones being lifted up and hurled at a target, why should the rest of the community be able to say that's offensive? The ones being thrown aren't offended. They're paid.
Oh, come on, man. That's like saying the black person that was in the house at the slaves thing shouldn't be mad about the rest of the slavery.
It's totally different.
No, it's not. I'm just saying, like, just because 1 or 2 people were happy with the situation doesn't mean that the whole community has to be cool with it. You know, I get it. They probably just don't like the fact that it's called midget tossing.
That's exactly what it's called.
We just had like short people tossing, and there were other people maybe that got tossed too that weren't even technically midgets.
I mean, it's demeaning. There's no way about it. But it is. But I'm saying these guys are willing to be demeaned.
No, I'm with you.
For money.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Some girls like getting cummed on the face on camera, but if you just try to put a camera in a girl's face and cum on her, she might not be happy.
I don't think I've ever met a woman in my life that truly likes you to blast a load on her face.
Well, watch the new Ali Wong special. She talks about it a lot.
Does she?
Yeah.
How can any woman like that?
She says she wants the whole cast of Avengers to come on her face.
All right, so midget, number 1. At some point throughout the year, I want to sleep with 2 sisters. Mm-hmm. Not at the same time, not a 3-way or anything, but I want to sleep with some girl and then somewhere down the road get her sister.
How about 3 of them? They all got the same name.
No, 2's fine.
All right.
I mean, I think that's doable.
Maybe.
I think that's doable if you got sisters that are similar in age. Now, chances are none of these I'll do. Probably won't be able to find them, and it's not like I have nothing but free time to go around and look for ass.
I'm looking for sisters.
These are just things that I would find interesting.
Of course.
A hot 65-year-old woman.
Oh, what's the oldest you've ever done?
In my life?
Have you ever done one your age?
No.
Yeah. That's your age right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the girls I slept with in high school are my age right now.
No. I mean, like, while they're that age.
Not long ago, last year sometime, I slept with a woman who was 52.
So that's highest?
Yeah.
That is kind of funny to think about, that the highest age lady you've ever slept with is 5 years younger than you.
4.
Okay, 4 years younger than you. That's funny to think about. You know what I mean? Like
Well, I mean, I think the reason is that.
Hey, but you got goals. You said 65.
I want to find a smoking hot one.
Well, good luck.
I'm thinking of joining a yoga class for that one. Maybe find some yoga instructors, been doing it for 20 years, free mind, body, spirit kind of thing.
I bet you they got some like kind of elder yoga classes too. They're meant for older people.
That's what I'm thinking.
You got to find one that's 55 and above.
A geriatric yoga class. But this woman has been doing it forever, and she's got a ridiculously toned body, let alone like his hubby passed away a couple years back.
Yeah, you definitely want some death involved. Me.
And the beauty of it is I could probably be the cub if she was a cougar. A 56-year-old cub.
And that would be nice on your resume to be a cub. Then you can be a cub and a bull. You know, you're just adding up the different kind of animals in the sex world.
Next on my list, I want to sit and spectate and watch an orgy. I don't want to participate.
I feel like you could do that. I think that might be achievable.
I've been invited to those swinger parties.
But do they let people that come that just want to watch?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The 2 that I was invited to, they said there's no pressure to do anything. But I want to sit in a chair with a beer
I bet you don't get
and
a
Jaeger,
re-invite.
I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I just want to watch the orgy.
Why's it got to be a Jaeger?
Because I love Jaeger.
I know. That's the most white trash drink. You know what made me laugh? We were
That's not a white trash drink.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. It's expensive. It's not a white trash drink.
It's white trash drink.
Boone's Farm is a white trash drink.
That's
Tickled Pink is a white cat. You can buy a big bottle of that for $3.
Not all white trash are broke.
It's white trash because you don't like it?
No, just ask anyone, man. I'm not. This isn't just my opinion. This is we had a discussion about this the other day on the craps table, and we decided that you like it because when it came out, you were in the club, whatever, blah 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 blah, and it wasn't at that point a trashy drink, but it is definitely over the years became kind of a classy example. You know who's sponsoring the Pam and Tommy show, which is a trashy show? Jaeger. Guess who the Jaeger sponsor guy is?
Who?
Post Malone. Who's more white trash than Post Malone?
I saw Post Malone doing Jaeger commercials.
He's their main guy now. He has a big old
white
commercial.
trash guy.
And everybody in the commercial, you're just looking at this going, you know what I mean? I'm just saying it has evolved to that. That doesn't make you white trash. I'm saying that drink has kind of evolved to that. Just like PBR has kind of evolved to be a hipster drink. Now, back in the day, that was more of a white trash drink, which is kind of funny. Now it's hipster. Now
it's hipster because they have it at colleges for 50 cents and shit like that.
That's not. PBR is no cheaper than any of the Beast is much cheaper than PBR. PBR is basically maybe $1 or $2 cheaper than Budweiser. You know what I mean? It's not like a cheap beer. People paint it that.
If I'm going cheap, I like Natty.
Plus, they are exactly, and that's a lot cheaper. And that was always my drink because Natty actually tastes kind of just like Budweiser.
Like Coors Light too.
Yeah, it just tastes like a light beer. It's fine. Natty was always our choice.
The reason that I drink Jaeger is because I've drank so many things over the years. I've never ever had a bad time drunk on Jaeger. I love the buzz. For some reason, whatever's in it gives me a happy, joyful, fun buzz.
It's a lighter.
I don't drink it and go, wow, that tastes delicious. It tastes like cough syrup.
Yeah, it's gross. There's less alcohol in Jaeger than most shots that you're going to take. It's only 70% instead of the normal 80% and 100%.
I just like the buzz I get from it.
Yeah.
I can drink some things. I drink tequila. I'm an instant asshole. I don't understand it. I'm not a doctor, but I don't understand why I drink tequila and I want to fight everybody. But I do.
See, I've never noticed a difference in my moods depending on which type of alcohol I drink. Well, I mean, outside of beer versus whiskey and liquor and stuff.
Yeah.
But I can drink tequila. I'll be the same as I drink rum, that I drink vodka, that I drink bourbon. It doesn't have
See,
that
those
effect
are the
on me.
only two for me. Jaeger gives me the happiest buzz, and tequila makes me an asshole. Anything else I can handle, and whatever.
And I can say I've never got drunk off Jaeger alone. I've had shots of Jaeger.
It's fun.
I've never got drunk off Jaeger alone because it tastes awful, and why would I? Like, wow, I'll drink something else that doesn't taste as bad to me. That all has alcohol in it, and that's the end goal. So, I just never got drunk off Jaeger.
All right, here's my last thing on my list.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about this and I thought about it and I thought it might be fun because I don't know if the rumors are true about it. I have no fucking idea. I want to get a girl to my house and I want to fuck on absinthe. Real European absinthe.
It's hard to find.
I know it's hard to find. I know you can find
real shit. Anyways, you can get the bootleg shit.
Apparently,
everywhere,
Marilyn Manson makes his own absinthe.
Even then, is it?
But I want the real stuff.
Shit. You know what I mean?
I want the real shit. The rumored shit. I've never had it in my life. I don't know what it does to you, but they say it's like an alcoholic ecstasy that just makes you feel great.
I drank absinthe once, and it was in New Orleans, and I don't think it was, and it was at a bar, so it probably wasn't the real
American absinthe.
Shit. Yeah. It was an absinthe bar. That was the whole bar.
What's it supposed to do to you?
I don't know. I drank so much that night it didn't matter. What it did to me is I got wasted. Me and Carmen got in a fight. I don't know.
But I mean, they say it's because of the wormwood that absinthe is made out of.
Oh, really?
Wormwood is the effective ingredient in the real shit.
And wormwood, yeah, that's...
I don't know what wormwood's supposed to do. Is it a stimulant? Is it an aphrodisiac? Is it like acid?
I thought that's what it was. It was more like some kind of a hallucinogen.
That's what they say.
That's what I've heard.
But I would think drinking absinthe is a lot safer than tripping on acid.
Well, yeah. It would be a natural... because woodworm's not an unnatural substance.
And it would be regulated.
And it would, to a certain extent, I guess it depends on how long it sat in the back. I don't know. I have fucking no clue. I'm just going to be talking out my ass. All I know is I've never, I don't think, had the real stuff. And I don't know what the real stuff does. And I don't know if I want to deal with the real stuff. I'm kind of over any kind of I don't want to trip ever again. I'm fine. You know what I mean?
I don't want to trip on acid or fucking peyote or anything like that, but I've heard absinthe is different. I heard it's a real extreme drunk, but you're somewhat in control still.
Okay. So like a roofie.
They say you feel like you're drunk, you just feel happier drunk. It's not like you're tripping where you see shit and you don't see tracers on
like
absinthe
an
and shit
ecstasy
like that.
version of drunk, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And I think I want to
ecstasy,
try it.
So
I think I want to try it.
I don't know if I would or not. I probably would just because it's so rare to even get it.
That's what I'm thinking.
But I wouldn't trust you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you gave me absinthe, I'd be like, this is fake. This ain't real. And I would never trust it. So maybe if you don't trust it, it'll never happen.
Well, when I was reading about it, it said that the old wormwood-based stuff is still legal in about 15 countries, European countries. Mm-hmm. So I would imagine that you just go to a website there and try to have it ordered. But is it legal to ship to America?
No. Yeah, I mean, heroin's illegal in the Dutch. You can't ship it to us. You know what I mean? If it's illegal, then it's illegal. But absinthe... I know it's not the same grade, but I mean, it's the same basic thing to them.
Yeah, I guess it is.
I mean, fuck, the government has marijuana and heroin staged the same thing. They have a license under the same thing. Yeah, it's fucking government stupid. So yeah, they take your absinthe. And probably drink it themselves, those sons of bitches.
They probably would. So that's my list. How many of those do you think I can accomplish?
Maybe one.
One?
Yeah, well, maybe two. I mean, you might be able to get some absinthe, and you might be able to go watch an orgy. I think.
You don't think I can find a hot 65-year-old woman? Divorcee / widow.
I mean, it's not just a hot 65-year-old woman. It's a hot 65-year-old woman that wants to fuck you.
Women are in their sexual prime much later in life than men are.
I get that, but there's not many hot 65-year-old women. Let's just get that right off the top.
Right.
You're kniping off 95% off the top of women.
Well, I mean, if it was easy, it wouldn't be on the list.
Exactly. And then not only that, but now you take that low percentage even seeing a hot 65-year-old. Now she has to be single and want to fuck you. I mean, this is like... There's a lot of obstacles to get over, man. You know? Hey, if you get a gun, high fives all around.
How about this?
But that midget, man, sorry.
I agree with you.
You ain't getting a midget. You're not without paying.
Not without paying.
Yeah, you can go to Vegas and probably get a midget for fucking
$49.99. There's midget hookers here in town.
Is there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't want to pay for anything. I don't pay for sex.
Understood.
I don't do it.
Understood.
But how about this? I meet a hot 65-year-old woman in my yoga class, okay? Mm-hmm. A couple of drinks later. Hey, it's been a long time. She fucks me. Mm-hmm. Okay. I decide it was good enough to go after her again, so I come back to the yoga class next week, meet her 68-year-old sister, who happens to be there.
Knock two out. I don't know.
That would count as two.
I'm having a hard time imagining you at a yoga class. I feel like one fart.
My downward dog is in.
I feel like you would fart and giggle the whole time and they would kick you out.
I know I'd fart. There's no way I would.
That's what I mean.
Relax, breathe.
I mean, I would put the over-under of how long you would go in a yoga class before your first shart as maybe like 22 classes.
Believe me, I'd take a good hard duke before I did that.
Still, it doesn't matter. Everybody has a bad day. And your day might come during the downward dog. And next thing you know, you're fucking old Chrissy's brown spot back here. Getting kicked out of the old person yoga class.
You know, I've often thought of taking a yoga class.
Really?
I would like to get some flexibility back.
Cool, man. Do it at home. Why would you do it at a class with some people?
Because I don't know how to do it.
YouTube.
That's a thought.
What do you mean it's a thought? How fucking old are you? That wasn't the first thought. I mean, everything's on YouTube. Hey, you want to fix your car? Go on YouTube. You want to learn yoga? Go on YouTube. I bet you learn brain surgery on YouTube nowadays. Like, I really do.
Well, you're probably right.
Yeah, the basics. If something goes wrong, good luck to that patient.
Now, I know because of these people that I know in the swinger lifestyle, I can witness an orgy. And I'm excited about that. Mm-hmm. What I'm hoping to do, and this probably violates every rule of the orgy, it definitely does, is sneak my phone out and film some of it.
Yeah, definitely violates all that.
That violates all that because discretion is their number one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do it with a jacket, or I can make it happen. But I just want to sit there. I don't want to get involved. Hey, come over here. No, I don't want to.
You know what I want you to do?
What?
I want you to sit there and sketch it. Have the whole thing.
I'm a terrible drawer.
That's what would make it great, and then see how it ended up.
Like I said, I don't even want to be part of it. I just want to sit there. I might want to walk around to get better camera angles. Mm-hmm. These cameras. but I don't want to. I don't want to be in an orgy. I just want to watch one.
Well, you probably want that too, but this
No.
year not. Oh, okay, you're just done.
I don't want a whole bunch of dicks around me. No, so I don't want to be in an orgy.
All right, we got to get to this.
Okay.
Would you motherfucking rather?
Okay. This would you rather is not dirty or vulgar or gross.
That sucks.
I was reading something a while back, and it kind of got me to thinking about this. Now, it's kind of philosophical, and well, it's not philosophical. It's just what's important to the average person. Okay. Would you rather lose the ability to be happy or lose the ability to be sad? There's a doctor. The reason that this came up, there's a doctor in Europe.
What's one without the other?
There's a doctor in Europe
Yeah.
that literally found the place in the brain that controls sadness.
Yeah, I kind of heard about this.
He went up and snipped it.
He didn't do it on purpose.
They were never, no, but he started doing it afterwards.
Yeah.
There was no sadness anymore.
Yeah.
And I kind of think there's times you have to be sad. You're supposed to be sad.
I don't know if I believe it. You know what I mean? I remember reading this
A
article.
family member dies and you feel nothing.
Yeah.
That's not human. You've lost your humanity at this point.
Well, maybe you never had it. I don't know. Like I have a hard time believing that without more cases being done. And as far as the article that I read, it only happened to this one kid, but they're looking into it to maybe do more from that. And it wasn't on purpose. He had some kind of traumatic brain injury and, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a thing. And if you're only trusting one's opinion, one guy telling you that he's never sad, well, is that true? Like, you know what I mean?
But
like,
no, this doctor
it's kinda weird.
was offering this to a lot of patients, and
Really?
a lot of patients came and did it. Apparently, he just snipped some little portion of the brain up
but
through
you're
your nose.
asking, but yours is a little bit different. You're giving me a choice.
Yeah.
And if I could pick one, what would I go with?
Yeah.
And my question is, what's one without the other? I mean, if all you know is sadness, and then when you're not sad, you're not happy. Well, then how do you know sad's sad? That's just, you know what I mean? And then it's the same way around. If you don't know sadness, all you are happy, then you're just, retarded.
But I'm
probably.
talking like with the happy part. It's like you would never really fully enjoy anything. It's not like, hey, we're gonna go out to.
I feel like I know people like this.
I'm gonna take my kids out and we're gonna go to fucking Disneyland and do whatever, blah blah blah, and you feel nothing while you're there. You're not enjoying it with your children. Your kids aren't getting anything out of you because you're not having a good time. There's no happiness there at all. But at the same time, there's no sadness on the other end. Which one are you picking?
Well, I'd much rather have no sadness than no happiness.
Yeah, I think I would too. But I really think that there's a time to be sad.
I guess. I don't know. I'm pretty fucking emotionless a lot of times too. So I maybe I already kind of relate to that. So it don't bother me as much. But I've always been told I was emotionally dead. I think it's part of being Irish. I'm not sure.
I think you're German.
No, I'm
Bauman?
No, Bauman's German. My grandpa. I literally became. If you look at the heritage, it's like 3 mix in a Bauman. So
Oh, is that where you are?
Yeah. Like if you look at all my other grandparents, they were all Irish, and then my dad's father was German.
See, I'm 3 Irish.
So I definitely have
I'm 3 Irish and a Spaniard.
Really?
Yeah.
A Spaniard, huh?
Well, my father.
Like Spain Spanish, though. Probably.
Spain
Yeah.
Spanish.
That's
my grandmother's parents were from Spain.
mm-hmm.
My father spoke fluent Spanish, and of course he worked for the Cuban mob. He worked in Vegas, and but he spoke fluent Spanish. And anytime he was on the phone with one of these guys that I wasn't supposed to know what he was saying, he spoke Spanish.
And I think I'm actually Scottish and Irish and German. I think one of them was Scottish, maybe 2. I don't fucking remember. But either way, I identify as Irish, Irish American.
Then that's what I'm calling you because I respect what you identify as.
Hey, by the way, did you see Biden's new hire?
No.
To the Secretary of Energy? He hired. It's the first what are they called? Non-binary.
Yeah.
First non-binary person ever elected. And at first I looked and I was like, that's definitely that's a pick, all right. This they right here is now the
Secretary of Energy?
Secretary of Energy, which I think dumbass Rick Perry did before for Trump, and Rick Perry was a fucking moron. At least this person has 2 degrees from MIT, top of the class. I mean, it's a brilliant person.
Very intelligent.
Just it's a look, man. You just don't see many people bald with a mustache and bright red lipstick and a red dress.
A skin-tight red
You know what I
dress.
mean? Working in government, and also was
What's
apparently...
their name?
Their name. I don't remember. It's a non-binary drag queen, apparently. And again, I have no...
Looks like Matt Damon.
It does look like Matt Damon. And I have no problem. I've never heard this person talk, so I guess I really have to hear him talk before I officially, say it's a good or a bad pick. I don't fucking know. I don't even know what the Department of Energy does.
Brinton?
What I do like... Yeah, Sam Brinton. What I do like is how mad some people are about it. I get a kick out of that.
You can do the job. Who gives a fuck?
Exactly. It's something I don't never. The Department of Energy, that's not going to affect your life. You know what I mean? You don't even know what the fuck they do. I don't know what the fuck they do.
I don't give a fuck what people's orientations are. Can you run the fucking government?
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck.
And the last person that had that job, like I said, under Trump was Rick Perry. And Rick Perry was like one step above retard. Like, it was just that small. He wasn't in the special class. He was in that class where right underneath. You were close,
The Assistant Secretary
you're one
of
bath
Spent
math
Fuel
exam.
and Waste Disposition in the Office of Nuclear Energy. This got to be a fucking genius, this person.
Yeah, you don't go to MIT unless you're a genius to begin with. So then
harder to get in MIT than Harvard.
Yeah, and then to do well at MIT, you're a fucking genius. There's no doubt about that. Just happens to also be non-binary and a drag queen, and I just love how fucking mad
That's
everyone
Matt
is.
Damon. Look at that.
And it does look like Matt Damon.
Fuck yes, it does.
If Matt Damon had a little non-binary brother-sister, it would look exactly like this person.
If you put Matt Damon in a bald wig and lipstick as like a Halloween costume for Sam Brinton, he'd nail it.
Plus, like this article actually points out, this isn't the first drag queen that's been in government. It just might be the first one that's out and about. You know what I mean? They always said that, what was the guy that ran the FBI forever was in the dressing like a woman and shit.
J. Edgar Hoover?
Yeah, and wearing pumps and shit like that. Yeah. So, it's not the first, but
I don't understand how fucking people assimilate being gay or drag queen with stupid or fucking it doesn't make any sense.
You know
Can
what?
you do the job? I don't give a fuck what you sleep with.
This makes sense.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
And yeah, fuck you to anyone that cares that Biden hired someone that is a non-binary drag queen. I don't give a fuck. Can you do the job well? Cool. If not,
that's all I care about.
Then get the fuck out. But otherwise, I don't give a fuck what you look like. I don't give a fuck what you do off the stage, off your job, or anything like that.
Some of these people, I went to college. I'm not a stupid person, but the brains on some of these fuckers that are in these jobs are, it's like, you can't even, it's inconceivable.
No, it's ridiculous.
How much they know about this, about that, I used to play Jeopardy. Jeff with the big dick, he's got twin brothers.
Yeah.
Both fucking like geniuses.
Yeah, brilliant.
One was valedictorian, one was salutatorian. One got congressional appointment to West Point. The other one went to Annapolis. Just genius. I would sit there drinking beers with these guys, and they were fun to drink with. They're cool dudes.
Yeah.
Watching Jeopardy. They just answer every fucking question. And you're like, how are some people that fucking smart? Is more their brain out there? You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is when you got somebody who goes to MIT and there's no way to fake your way into fucking MIT.
No.
And you're mad because they wear a dress? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Fuck you. You're the weirdo. Not
You're
them. Not
you're
them.
the idiot.
they're just doing what makes them happy. Who gives a shit? Why do you care?
That's exactly
I just
it.
don't get it. Like, I just never care. My only issue with Sam Brinton is the red lipstick's a little much. Come on, man. That's just it looks weird.
It doesn't look very governmental.
I don't give a fuck about that part. It just is like, get a lighter shade, Matt Damon. All right.
That looks just like Matt
It does
Damon.
look like Matt Damon. But yeah, good for old Mr. Brinton. Mr. What do you put in front?
I guess just Brinton.
Just
you don't
Brinton?
say Mr. or Mrs.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I fucked that one up because I don't know. I'm gonna have to have some. I know some days. I'm gonna ask some questions tonight.
Yeah,
but get down to the bottom of this. What do you put in front of their
they
name
don't
thing?
identify as either, so you can't say Mr.
But
or
I guarantee
Miss.
there's some kind of thing. I just don't know what it is, and you don't know what it is.
I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. So I need to get to the bottom of this. I need to figure out all things in the world. But for now, that's the end of this motherfucking show. We got to both go to work.
See you guys.
So until next time, go fuck yourself. Enjoy. Subscribe. Hey, please subscribe. Share it with a friend. Hit the like button. That helps. I don't fucking know because I don't have anybody to watch or likes.
I heard that too.
But yeah, go for it. Do all that shit for us, please. Thank you, and go fuck yourselves.
You can kindly fuck off now. Please subscribe and share.